the Norwegians will take it from here. Both the Viking players of both teams are going to the Imperial Age, but it makes sense that the Mongol or Saracen player will push, them being the flank, and also obviously maybe a stronger land army than the Vikings. It seems like Romano is still doing the slinging, while Blue will do maybe Arbalests and Siege Ram. Okay, so Red doesn't want to take part in the trade, so Blue just had to build the markets himself, obviously deleting the ones down here. I still think that Red should start to invest in trade as it takes some time to kick in, and when he needs it the most, it might be too late. Obviously, light cavalry is not the strongest unit to push with, especially through a lot of stone walls. Okay, so there's a transport ship from Gray, and he's building monasteries, so he might go for... Okay, so he's just starting to pick up the relics. So that's his plan. Obviously, the Aztec player for the British team has a bonus for relics, but obviously you need to have the relics before you get the bonus. Okay. So all the markets are coming up, and it looks like the British team also has some gold. It's a really nice trade. Looks like it's been going on for a while. So at least for orange, they have, let's see, for orange. Yeah, so he has 24 cards. So he's the biggest one on the trade here. Obviously he can sling a little bit to the others if they need it. Seems like blue player is praising the trade, saying it's way better than those relics in the middle. But it doesn't look like they have too many trade units yet. So yeah, they have 16 in total. So they're lagging behind on the trade. Looks like then the Norwegian team will have a lot of access to gold compared to the British team. So the coastline is getting harassed, and yeah, the Viking pocket is researching chemistry, so he might make cannon galleons. I don't think he will reach anything too important from where he's at the moment, but I think anyway it's pretty annoying for him. Okay, so now yellow is preparing to push, it looks, with the siege workshop outposts. Also he's building castles and the army building to get all the upgrades from army dice. That's probably what he's aiming for. Orange is also building stable and all that, so he'll probably go for maybe he'll go for the what's his name again? The Mamelukes, yeah. Let's see, Red decided that he wanted to have trade after all, so he's building markets, and yeah, so there's a lot of trade cards here now they're working in, so it's good. Let's check out the trade again. So we can see that orange player has a lot of gold. It was 4k gold from trade. It's a lot more than anyone else. Unfortunately, green player has had a lot of trade cards. It's almost more trade cards than gold. Hasn't really paid off yet as they started building the markets on the other side too late. Okay, so he's getting up a lot of relics there. Yeah. Maybe we could check what yellow player is doing. He's yeah, so he's going to Imperial Age at the moment. And stone shaft mining, so he wants to get more stone, more castles, and he's also getting tributed some gold by orange, so it's apparent that yellow is lacking quite a bit of gold. He's not going for any relic. It seems that orange and gray are the only ones opting for the relic gold here. Uh, here's elite cannon galleon from orange. Castles like this might be in danger, and yeah. Okay, so I'm not sure. Red still hasn't been able to utilize those light cavalry. Now it's starting to lose his castles as well. And, I think both of these castles are fairly vulnerable to fire from the cannon galleons. Yeah, so SMB is telling people to keep the trade away from the shoreline. It's probably a good idea. Yeah, so he believes that their trade is better, but it's not. So, especially considering the amount of gold they've collected. So it's going to be interesting to see what they decide to do from here. The yellow player has started, yeah, he's making siege ramps, so he's still on making a lot of upgrades. The same for orange, he's building yet another layer of wall. I think maybe the Norwegian team are a little too scared. I think they do have a pretty big advantage, but I guess they rather be safe than sorry, and maybe it's also seeing the siege workshops being put down here, so. And now blue is starting a push with siege ram and skirmishers. Obviously, he cannot afford anything else at the moment, I believe. Let's check it out. Yeah, he has quite a bit of gold, but I think that he maybe wants to spend that gold on upgrades. Now he has a siege ram. We'll see if he wants to push it or not. Okay, so he's actually blues player is the first one to get population capped, and orange player is right behind him. There is a slight population advantage to the Norwegian team, but that's probably a lot of boats and galleys, so it might be that when it comes to villagers and booming, they have sort of been able to catch up with the Norwegians, maybe even beat them a little bit. So I'm not sure what kind of unit composition they will go for. Obviously, they can't really use only ramps and skirmishers unless they believe that the Norwegian team doesn't have any access to gold neither, so it really doesn't matter. They can push with it, but it seems it will be very hard, and at least they've secured their trade with a lot of castles. It seems that blue is buying some stone even to get castles all along in front of the trade route to protect the Norwegian team. They're not using that strategy, they're just walling the sides, and they obviously have very good water control, so they can't really be taken by surprise. They would probably know of the attack on their comes. Now the last player in the Norwegian team is Imperial, and the same for the British team, so there's only going to be there's not going to be anything left. It seems also that green starts swinging on a lot of those. I'm not sure what he will go for either to hold up the side here. I think maybe the British team will struggle after a while if they can't get more territory. They're walling off a pretty big part of the map, and there's not a lot of resources on the coast, but still, they might end up confined in a very small area. Okay, so someone has to make a push somewhere, somehow, sometime now. Red's still a little bit behind the population. A lot of it is just like cavalry, which is not too great, I suppose. Has a few castles in the back, but I don't know if he's able to actually produce a lot of Mangudai. Yeah, he's producing some, but he doesn't really have the goal to do a lot of them. And I suppose it will take a little while before his trade is able to kick in. I think he has 13 trade units, yeah, so he can't really sustain the population, so we'll have to rely on a lot of peppers for the moment, I think. I'm not sure if he... no, so he's not doing the research for Azores, but we'll probably find it worthwhile to invest in it, just making so many of the light cavalry. Let's see, okay, so there's a few Mangudai that's landing in the middle here, moving in, middle of trade. Looks like we could here pretty fast. Probably also fairly demoralizing for the British team to see this happening. I don't think they have any military close to this, so they have to move light cav from there, or skirmishes all the way from here to deal with those. And there's not a lot of them, but they will still a lot of trade by the time anything's moved here. And I think, especially in this game, that the trade is so valuable, so yeah. So they're debating what to do with this problem. Obviously they were dependent on the wall there, but obviously when they have the bunker cannons against there, they're not really able to defend their trade. Especially with no castle here. They should have had a castle here to deal with this here. Some skirmishers moving back there. Maybe Yellow will decide to push there. He says siege onager. So we can just go through the forest there and start pushing through all the military buildings here. Red has also started pushing in some siege ramps. Still quite a few layers of wall to break through there. All the ramps moving back, so that's going to delay any push a lot, and also have the other side. Yeah, so there's a lot of siege ramps just kept going, so collecting a lot of cameras for them, and it's like, yeah, siege ramps will probably disappear very fast. Units trying to get close probably further than. So there's some intensive aggressive flaring here trying to close off Milano. I'm not totally sure what they were trying to make him do, but I'm sure that whatever it was they were very confident with his performance. And they lost a lot of their I think that was good. So he only has siege ramps, and now when Gray landed here, they're not paying attention to it. Generals what from them here. Yeah, they're also trying to get everyone to move down there to be able to concentrate. At the same time now, I think, yeah, now it's I think those are fairly upgraded memories, fairly hard to deal with, and he will need Mangudai to deal with those.